Misinformation is a powerful thing in today's world, in today's society. But some people thrive on misinformation and lies, and that's okay.
Now, that's enough of that. So misinformation is a powerful thing, I'll say. Let me just give you an example about how dishonest they are. And it's, you got to be a certain kind of person to be able to lie like this, like Scott Maddox did, like the commissioner and mayor in Tallahassee. They used to sit there and say that. They'd say, it's a shame that this is what public service has come to. You get people come up here and lie.
He states things as if they were fact when he knows them not to be. So, we're just going to have to expect this. It's unfortunate that that's what public service has come to. But for those that watch at home, if you have any questions, you'd be glad to call me. But unfortunately, he's just going to lie every meeting. It doesn't seem to bother him. So we'll just move on. You
want to talk about misinformation? Who thinks any of these people would ever have a discussion with me about these issues? Not even a debate. I would treat them with respect. They're not equipped. It's not only that they're not equipped intellectually, it's that they're not equipped with integrity. Let me give you an example of misinformation. Imagine Jeff McConnell and I having a discussion about this misinformation that I spread. All right. And what if I say, let's start the story at the beginning, Jeff? Let's talk about the fact that this project cannot happen unless the city owns a parcel of property in the low water area, right? It can't happen without that. The city doesn't own any property in the low water area. The ownership of that property, the conveyance of titles of deeds in that property is governed by one document. It's called the 1962 Diamond Head Plat. That is the governing document. Okay. Now, how do I know these things? Because the finest real estate attorney in the state of Florida, Ed Fleming, told me. We went over this extensively. He is a real estate attorney. He is the chair of the Judicial Nomination Commission in the Pensacola area. He cannot believe, he calls it ludicrous what they're doing. I need to get Ed Fleming on the show to explain this. So what the city says is that there are 4 parks within that subdivision. There is a boat launching area and the lake and the parts of lakes. Okay. The developer, Sam B. Hearn, dedicated all of those. It's very clear. That's why Amy Myers submitted a document that was altered to the FBI. This is unbelievable. That's how she got the nickname Whiteout Myers. That happened in January, I believe, of this year. I've shown it. So that plat very clearly indicates that the developer Sam B. Hearn in the 1962 Diamond Head Plat dedicated all 4 parks, the boat launching area, the lake, and all of the parts of the lake to the owners in the subdivision. That never changes. That's the governing document to this day. Here's what the city attorneys say. Now, they've said different because I've shown you their drafts that Amy Myers wrote in September. I've shown you this stuff where even she wrote a letter saying what I'm saying. But the city wants to lie because they want the stormwater project. They can't have it without lying about this. So with misinformation, let's start at the beginning. In February, it's on video, and I'm going to show it to you. Not tonight, but I'm going to show it to you. You want to talk about misinformation? In February, Vice Mayor Jeff Angry Elf McConnell, he had a town hall, and Amy Myers was at the town hall, and so was project manager Kelly Jenkins. Amy Myers told everybody there on video that the city has the fee simple title to at least one of the parks in the low water area.
To try to decide, I know Ms. Myers and I had discussed the parcels of land around there, and if you would provide your opinion on.
So to answer your question, we are an owner of the neighborhood. I mean, we have fee simple title to at least one lot. So I think just like you and any other owner of the neighborhood, we share in the dedication, and we are able to use and benefit from the lake as a lot owner.
A fee simple title is the highest title you can have. Real estate guys, how am I doing here? Right? Highest title you can have. So here's what Cole Son Davis did. He found a case, and you low water people, you've got to get this down pat. Cole Davis went searching for a case to argue that the city can take one of the parks. And what he found was something called equitable easement. There was a case where equitable easement was used by a city because they'd been taking care of property for so long. Here's the problem with his legal theory. Cole, if you're watching, if you don't know this, now you know. And if you want a lesson in real estate law, call Ed Fleming. He'll talk to you. So here's the problem. Low water is a subdivision without an HOA. Okay. So they have fee simple title of those parks and all of that stuff. They do not have an HOA. Therefore, they are exempt from any equitable easement cases. You cannot have equitable easement in a subdivision without an HOA when they've got fee simple title. So after I saw that, I said, oh, Amy Myers, the city attorney, said they've got fee simple for one of these parks. So I sent a public record request. Are you ready? I sent a public record request to the city. I said, I would like to see all deeds and titles that the city holds for the parks that you're talking about. Do you know what answer I got from the city's public record request? The city has no documents pursuant to my public record request, responsive to my public record request. They hold 0 deeds and titles. They are lying. You want to know what the whole Popeye Park thing was about? It wasn't just about a gift to then Mayor Mike Pay-to-Play Thomas, whose grandkids and son live right next to, adjacent to the boat launching area that was dedicated to the owners inside the subdivision. That is their boat launching area. The city claimed it owned it, and the city paved over it, or at least put rocks and gravel over it, claimed ownership, and made it a city park. They used public funds to make it a city park. Now, that's bad enough, but that's not the whole story. The reason they did that, it was a nice gift for former Mayor Mike Pay-to-Play Thomas. But what it really did was it gave them the pretext to say that they have ownership inside the low water subdivision, and therefore they can run the pipes underneath and ruin Low Water Lake, a rare coastal dune lake that has been choked to death by them even more. So you want to talk about misinformation, Jeff or Jarman? I'll line them up. I'll line them up and we'll debate each one of them. They are lying to you. And Mark Sheldon, he'd make a snake oil salesman blush. I mean, he has no shame.
The Outfalls in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina improved the beach, eliminated trenches. That's right, eliminated trenches and made access easier for turtles while enhancing fishing offshore by providing an artificial structure for bait and other fish.
Yeah, you want to talk about misinformation? You all stole it. And you try to say ridiculous stuff like the property appraiser says so. Doesn't matter what the property appraiser says. Doesn't matter what any of them say. And if you think who's been paying property on it, look at the history of it. When you put this in front of a judge is going to say, where is the plat? Wow. Sam B. Hearn, the developer in the 1962 Diamond Head plat, clearly not in the copy that was altered by Amy Whiteout Myers to the FBI, but on the actual plat, the original true and correct plat, he dedicates it to the owners in the subdivision. Their lie begins at the foundation. You know why they don't answer me? And they try to discredit me. And it used to work for a lot of people. A lot of people would believe their lies because these things can't be true. Bernie must be crazy, until they got slapped with a sweeping federal subpoena last year, August 27, on the very questions that I've been asking and they've been dodging.
Obviously, we did receive a subpoena this morning, and we're going to cooperate 100% with the subpoena, and we will get all that information over as quickly as possible.
You know what Gandhi said? I think it was Gandhi. He said, first they ignore you, and then they laugh at you, and then they fight you, and then you win. We are somewhere now. Are they laughing at us anymore? Are they ignoring us anymore? We're somewhere between the fighting and winning stage. And we're winning for the right reasons, for the good reasons, because we're telling the truth.